Okay, good morning. This is a response to the video I just made yesterday about my truck. First of all, I want to thank everybody very much for all of your help and comments. A lot more response than I actually anticipated. Boy, everything from, actual auto mechanics to just even guys like me that are mechanically inclined and, just give their best educated guess. And the truth of it is, I wouldn't be surprised if every single person was right on this old truck. But anyways, most of the comments seem to be gearing down to the there's a couple of relay switches, but one thing I failed to mention yesterday, which I wished I had of, because it probably will have an effect on this, is the fact that there's almost 400,000 kilometers on this truck, and the previous owner, which was the original owner, has been ripping stuff off over the years. So what I'm going to do is just show you under the hood here. And I also, before I do that, I have just taken it to a mechanic. I think I mentioned that. And apparently they replaced some relay switches, but this one here, this is a real mess because nothing's really excuse me, nothing's really the way it used to be originally. This was the one that they replaced. Not that anybody's probably going to be able to tell exactly what it is, but maybe they could. But I've taken this out anyways while it was running, and it didn't shut off. So I don't know if this is even serving a purpose or what this one is. There's another one here on the fender wall, and then there's this thing here, and the rest are all just, there's nothing hooked up to them. So I don't know what the story is, whether they're missing something or what all this is. A lot of my my knowledge is anything really pre-85, because I graduated high school when this truck was built, so this was all new, and they weren't really teaching anybody that stuff then about the electronic fuel injection or anything. So unfortunately I don't have a lot of knowledge. But before I go here, I wanted to show you this. A lot of stuff has been disconnected and plugged up. There's the EGR valve is no longer functioning. PCV valve still hooked up, I see. The air pump, of course, is gone. Now the mechanic said that wouldn't have any effect on it, but and there's something else. Somebody else mentioned it's going to be the throttle position sensor. Now I'm not sure, but this looks like this might be part of that. It does idle sporadic sometimes. Like, it's always had a problem with the idle on it. It used to idle really high all the time, and one of the mechanics managed to get it down, and just as of yesterday, now it barely idles at all. But some of the people suggested the fuel filter, and although I agree with you, that probably would give a lot of troubles. My thinking is, if it was just a fuel filter, this problem would happen more consistently. I'm almost sure myself that this is electrical, just because of the way that it's really sporadic. Like some days it'll work just fine, and it even runs better, and then all of a sudden it won't. Fuel pressure regulator was also something else mentioned by Redneck Rickham, and I'm not sure where that would be. I looked on the book and it said it would be up near the injectors. I probably should have taken this air cleaner off here. Let's see if I can get this off quick. Oh, they talked about a mass flow air sensor, somebody else mentioned too. My buddy and somebody else. I'm assuming that that's what this will be. I thought it might be too old for that, but maybe that's what this is. So, who knows? If I had my way, I would rip all this stuff out and put a 318 carbureted in it. But then I don't know if I could do that or not. Okay, let's see here. It's got some other hoses connected to it here, but I'm just going to give a view here of the throttle body. There's another sensor right here. I'm not sure if that's just the power for the injectors, which go up to here, or if that's part of the pressure regulator. And what is this? Is the throttle positioner, I think, or whatever you call that. I forget the name of it now, but that was replaced, and I don't think the old one was actually broken, because it never actually helped the problem. So, anyways, I really do appreciate all your help. That means a lot to me, and I know it is hard, over the internet to try to figure out problems like this. It's pretty difficult when you're doing mostly guesswork, but sometimes, if there's somebody out there that's had this problem, because it's one of these kind of finicky problems, to see if it'll start this morning, being that it's really damp and colder out. I left the key in it. Not like it's going to drive away for anybody. Okay, here, I'll show you what it does. I think I showed yesterday. Right now, if I turn this key, okay, nothing. It'll turn over, but it won't fire because that check engine light hasn't come on, and you can't hear the fuel pump right now. Now, the fuel pump's staying running. And it'll run as long as that check engine's light on. And then sometimes, as you're going down the road, every once in a while this problem will happen, right? As you're going down the road or whatever, this will shut off, and then it'll run just fine again. Or if you turn it off while you're sitting parked or whatever, and that's basically what it's been doing since I had the mechanics fix it. Every once in a while it'll come on, but it sorts itself out until yesterday. And now it won't even idle anymore. Oh, that's new. Anyway, I don't think it's the ignition switch, as somebody mentioned, because I have actually played with it. See that? There was something else. There was another sensor, and of course it's the one I always forget. But anyways, I'm going to throw that out to you. I've got my other Dodge Ram van, as I mentioned. It's got the exact same year, same motor in it. So if there's any of these things, you know, that I need to just replace to see if they're broken or whatever these are, I'm sure these are relay switches for it, but that's the new one that they put on. I think they said they took this out of a Jeep, a Chrysler Jeep, not the older ones, but you know, I can always replace that out of the van just to see if that's the part or not. So in the meantime, thanks a lot. If we can't get it fixed this way, then that's no problem. You know, I'll just take it down to the shop. I was trying to remember the codes that were thrown on it, and I can't remember for the life of me what the numbers were, but I think there was about 5 different codes, and I think the problem was they were telling me that, I think they were saying that the motherboard wasn't telling the throttle positioner what to do or something like that, and they were saying that because some things have been disconnected that the, I don't know, they said the whole truck was screwed and messed up or whatever, and basically the guy told me the next time it breaks, just scrap it. Well, yeah, I'd love to do that, but I've got like $3 grand invested in that truck, and I've only got maybe 3,000 kilometers since I bought it, so that's pretty expensive driving. I might as well bought a new one. Oh, my keys on me. They still in the van? No. That's too bad. I would have done a cold start on the van. Oh well. Look at kitty. Okay, thank you very much for all your support.